Sup, Jimmy here from Lazers Lab. Today we're going to be taking a look at a super simple, super speedy technique to add a whole lot of organic texture to your vector and raster art files in After Effects CC. This technique is completely procedural and very versatile. Just grab any high-res transparent PNG and let's do the damn thing. Alright, so we're ready to get started. We got a new project here. I'm going to start by making a new composition. I'm going to call that Ink Bleed Base. 1080, 24 frames per second, and I want to make sure that the duration is 1 second long. That should be good. Now I'm going to drag in my files here. I got a paper background, which I got from Pixabay. Great resource for royalty-free images and video, actually. I'll link it in the description. And I also have a hand-drawn little Reaper chick that I did in Procreate. That's going to serve as my transparent PNG. So for the ink bleed base, we're going to start by dragging that into the bottom and sizing it accordingly. I only want to get the top half really in here, and keeping in mind a lot of the smaller details are really not going to show up in this. It's going to basically capture the silhouette and bleed everything out, but that's what we want, and it looks super creepy and cool, and it's easy to do. So there we go. And now I'm going to add an adjustment layer. We're going to apply all of our effects to this layer, so you can change out, you can swap out the image at the bottom infinitely and still have all the effect settings as they are. So first effect we're going to add is over here in Matte Choker. And on the first frame, with the first frame selected, we're going to just start maxing stuff out. Really just want to make it disappear. So we maxed out geometric softness, number 1, maxed out the choke, and we're going to go down to this other choke. Max that out as well. I'll bring up. No, I don't want to mess with that. Mess with the gray level softness. Bring it down to 0. All right. And in that effect, we can keyframe some of these properties. So we'll keyframe the geometric softness, keyframe choke number 1, keyframe choke number 2, and let's see how it looks when we go to the end and bring everything back down. Actually, I'll just 0 out there, 0 out there, 0 out there. Not bad. So I think I'm going to actually go back and add a beginning keyframe for the gray level as well, because that's a little too pixely. Keyframe that at 0, and just a little bit. There we go. Great. And that's going to do the bulk of our work right there. We're going to affect the edges in order to create that really cool jagged randomness of an ink bleed. All right, next effect will be in Distort, Turbulent Displace. I use this one all the time. It's great for taking vector files, vector imagery, and kind of roughening it up a little bit. You definitely want to take the size down pretty low. For this layer, we're going to go down to about 2. The amount we can keep at 50, and we're going to keyframe the amount on the final frame. We'll go back here to the beginning, keyframe, we'll 0 it out for the keyframe. I think I want to get a little more jagged over there, so let's do that. Ooh, too much. Can't put too much stank on it. 3. Yeah. complexity. Okay, and now we're going to add some blurs. So next couple here, we're going to start with a Gaussian blur. We're not going to be keyframing this effect. We're simply going to bring it up just to get a bit of blur on the edges. I'll go down a little bit more. 3.5 looks good. Get the full resolution. All right. And we'll add another blur, this time CC radial blur. Switch that to a fading zoom. And this keyframed amount, we're on the final frame here. We're going to set the amount to about 31. Keyframe it. Mosey on back to the intro. Zero it out. So still not looking like much, but we're getting there. We're getting there. This is the icing on the cake right here. The final layer. We're going to add another effect, turbulent displace, second instance. And this time it's really going to shine. Keeping the amount at 50. I'm going to raise the size up to about let's try 11. And the complexity as well, we're going to go up to somewhere around here, the 5 range. Yeah. And that right there just kind of moves everything around and really gives it an inky wash effect. Very, very cool. I'll go a little higher. And I think that's pretty much it for our effect. So let's see how just that looks. Awesome. But there's more. Now, go over here, create a new composition, same settings. We're going to call this Final Ink Bleed. And we're just going to change the duration to 3 seconds. Perfect. Go back to the project files and find our paper. Drop that right in there. I'm going to color correct a little bit. We'll add a levels layer. And I just want to lighten it up a smidge. Let's see. Yeah, that should be good. And then we can take our ink bleed base file, lay it right on top. And you can see here, it already looks really cool. Yeah, that's great. All right, so next step, we're going to do enable time remapping here. If you right click on the file. And with that, we can extend the length of the clip, move our keyframes here. And then, with the magic of the add-on Motion 3, I'm just going to quickly add some easing. I use this all the time. It's great, but you can also hand ease it. I'm being lazy right now. Or impatient. I'm not lazy, I'm just impatient. How about that? And it's going to really help make the flow look a little more natural. Perfect. All right, final steps here are going to be changing the layer mode. I'm going to go up here and change it to an overlay. And then double it. there it is. Our cool inky effect. And you can do this with any PNG file, really. I haven't really messed too much with color stuff, but that might come down the pipeline later. It definitely seems like something that could work for a variety of different methods. But a good base here, and you can mess with trim paths. You can do a lot of extra animation, path animation, to really sell the effect, and also make it look like writing, that kind of thing. Very useful effect. So there you have it. Swap out your PNG file and you can apply these effects to any transparent PNG. Take this basic technique and expand upon it however you want. If you use it or modify it for any workflows, I'd love to see what you do. Hope you found this tutorial useful, and if you like it, make sure you let me know. Like and subscribe. Anyway, I'll be linking the text-only version of this tutorial in the description, and until next time, take it easy.